are you guys doing this week?
All right.
Okay. If you guys don't mind, I'll start with Matilda. Matilda, can you tell me a little bit about how your week went?
It went fine.
What'd you do this week?
We went to play bingo.
How was that for you?
It's fun.
Oh, you had fun this time?
It's okay.
What was different from the first time?
I already knew how to play,
Okay.
so it was easier.
And did your mom spend more time with you this time?
Maybe, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, and what about you, Mrs.
Her
Mormon?
friends were there, but yeah.
I remember that's something we talked about last time. Did she introduce you to her friends, or? Okay. And Mrs. Wormwood, what about you? How did you enjoy the bingo experience?
I had a good time. I felt like she was actually like enjoying herself this time instead of looking around going.
Okay. Sounds like you guys are making a little bit of progress. And Mr. Wormwood, what about you? How was your week as far as Matilda and your son Michael?
It was fine. We spent some time together, and I think we had fun.
Matilda, how was your time with your dad?
It was fun.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you guys did?
I helped him with his books.
Okay, I know that's something we explored in the past. Was it a helping experience, or were you doing it?
He showed me how to do it.
Okay. And was it just you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Mom was getting my hair done.
oh, so you guys got to spend some quality time
I did get
together.
my hair done this week.
Great. And Mrs. Wormwood, can you tell me about your week with your husband?
I'd say we had a good time. We spent a lot more time
Of course we
together.
did.
We spent a lot more time together. Can't take you seriously. I don't know if we spent 8 hours together. We tried, but we did have a lot going on, so it was kind of hard to get going. But we did spend time.
That's understandable. I'm glad you guys could find the time to actually put some effort forth. Mr. Wormwood, can you tell me a little bit about your experience with your wife this week?
It was amazing. It was amazing. She was amazing. She was like an acrobat.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that you guys are making some progress.
She's like, I'm not even gonna touch on that.
So would you guys, well, Mr. Wormwood, would you say that the homework was helpful?
If that was homework, I would go to school more often. Yes, it was very helpful.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that you're getting something out of the process. And what about you, Matilda?
What?
How's the homework for you?
Fine.
Do you think it had a positive effect on your relationship with your parents?
Here we go.
I don't know.
Is it something that you would like to keep doing?
Maybe, sure, I don't care.
You don't care? Isn't this what you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, I have fun when we went to the movies.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that you guys are starting to have some fun together. I know another thing that we discussed was Mr. Wormwood going to Matilda's school, because that was one of the concerns that she was having. Did that happen this week?
Yes, it did.
And can you tell me a little bit about the experience?
I went to the school, talked to the principal, and everything was fine. I didn't see anything out of place, like Matilda was saying.
Okay, and Matilda, how was the experience for you?
Oh, God.
The principal was really nice to my parents.
Okay, and was it both of your parents that went, or was it just your dad?
Well, I thought they both got in.
That's great. I know that was something that we were having a problem with. We thought only Dad would be able to go, so that's great.
She said that she wanted us both to go, so I tried.
That's great to hear that some compromising was taking place. Matilda, do you feel like there's been some progress since you guys started coming in?
We're doing more things instead of just watching TV.
And how does that make you feel?
Fine.
Mrs. Wormwood, would you say that you've seen an improvement within the family since starting the session?
I definitely would say in our marriage I have. I'm not sure that it's made too much with Matilda.
Okay, and Mr. Wormwood, what about you?
Like she said, our marriage is it's getting more better. We're being more intimate with each other. But Matilda is just, I don't think she's satisfied with whatever we're trying to do.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that we're making some progress. But something I am hearing is that the relationship isn't as proving as much as you guys would like with Matilda. So I'd like to spend a little time exploring on what we can do to help things further along. Matilda, what would you like to see happen on your parents' end to better your relationship?
I would like them to believe me about school, because when we got back from school, they were going on and on about how I was making things up.
I wasn't. I don't like the principal.
Okay. Well,
Dad was.
Matilda, along with getting
Right.
your parents to do things, we have to understand there are limitations. We can only get them to do so much in such a short period of
My
time.
principal is awful. She's an evil person. She locks people up and keeps them there all day.
I don't know how much of that I
She
believe, but I do
locked
think
me
she's.
up.
If that is something that is happening, it's definitely something we should explore. But in our therapy sessions, there are only your parents and yourself here, so we can't necessarily work on her.
We can work on how they don't believe me.
That is something that we can explore, and I'm glad you feel comfortable to say that now, because that is a big improvement from our first session. You didn't feel as comfortable speaking. Is that fair to say?
Maybe. Stop mumbling. Speak up.
Why should I speak up when you don't listen to me?
She's talking to you. It's respectful to speak up instead of just mumbling. Sound like a baby.
She understood me.
Alright.
There we go again.
So, Mr. Wormwood, I can sense a little frustration on your end. Can you tell me what you would like to see Matilda do to better the relationship?
Speak up. Act like a kid her age instead of whining like a little baby.
And Mrs. Wormwood, what about yourself? What would you like to see happen to better the relationship?
The only thing I think we're getting to where we can speak and stuff, but I do see that, my husband, he still looks at things out very negatively, and I think that affects her view on their relationship.
Oh, because you are Mrs. Positivism now, aren't you? It's like Jesus saved you or something.
Maybe he did.
Wow.
Mr. Wormwood, I do think it's important to look at the positive changes and note them. I have noticed them in you as well. You've used a lot better language this time. There aren't as many name-calling situations. And I have heard you say quite a few positive things about both your wife and your daughter, so I'd like to commend you on that.
Thanks. That was awkward.
Why was that awkward?
Because I get this warm and fuzzy feelings and it feels
That's
gay.
good.
That's not
It's
good.
good.
No, it's not.
It is.
So moving forward, Mr. Wormwood, what would you like to see happen within your family?
I don't know, it's hard to say. Things are getting different and it's hard to get used to it.
And how would you describe this different?
They're
Fuzzy feeling.
that and they're getting along and I don't know, it's unusual.
How does it make you feel that their relationship is getting closer?
Out of place because the little bee over here doesn't do anything to better her relationship with me, just her mother. And she's always complaining to me still and still gets on my nerves.
So what I'm hearing is you would like to spend a little bit more time with Matilda to possibly better you guys' relationship?
Well, not just that. I just wanted to stop whining and stop coming to me to whine about everything.
Matilda, is spending some more time with your dad something you would possibly be interested in?
He didn't say that he wanted to spend more time with me. He says that he wants me to shut up.
I just want you to quit whining.
But in that, I also heard that you would like to better your relationship with her. Is that true, Mr. Wormwood?
Well, in the end, yes, but I just wanted to just stop whining and stuff about everything.
Would getting to know your father a little bit better be something you're interested in, Matilda?
I know him already.
Alright. Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood, would it be okay with you guys if I talk to
He doesn't
Matilda
like me.
one-on-one?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Alright, so I'll have you guys step into the hallway if that's okay.
Like I told the hallway, because there's no space.
That's what I was thinking. How about we turn the camera
care
like
what you guys-
this, and then move back a little bit, and then we'll move over here. Or you can move into this chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I out of it?
So,
Okay, Matilda, so it seems like you're a little bit hesitant to talk in front of your parents, so I wanted to spend some time with you one-on-one, so maybe you could talk a little bit more freely. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Alright, so can you tell me how you feel that things are really going with your parents?
They're okay. But my dad just wants me to shut up.
Is this something you talked to him about in the past?
Even when I do talk to him, he doesn't listen. He just tells me, he just shows me that he's frustrated with me. So why would I want to be around that all the time?
That's completely understandable. I know it's hard to deal with someone if they show that they're frustrated with you. Can you tell me what you would like your relationship with your parents to look like in a perfect world?
They would value me for who I am and not be frustrated with me all the time.
And what does that mean to you exactly, value you?
They would appreciate my intelligence like Miss Honey does.
I've heard you mention Miss Honey a few times. She seems like a very big part of your life.
She is. And my teacher.
Okay, can you tell me a few things that Miss Honey does for you that your parents don't?
She listens to me and really likes what I have to say. And she teaches me things.
And so it sounds like feeling heard is something that's important to you. Aside from that, do you have any other issues with your parents?
Miss Honey isn't always rolling her eyes at me fine, like my parents do.
That's understandable. I know that can be hard on you sometimes. Is there any way that you think we can improve the relationship with your parents?
I mean, I tried going and doing stuff with them, and that was fine. But they were still, I could still tell that they were just doing it to say that they had done it. At least that's what it looked like, because they didn't seem to be having much fun.
Okay. So is improving your relationship with your parents something that you actually want to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I live with them. I want the relationship to get better.
Okay. And if you could give
Life
me,
would be easier that way.
I understand.
Life would also be easier if they believed me about my principal, because she is really a horrible person, and my dad does not believe me because she is a client of his, and so he doesn't want to lose business. And meanwhile, my life is hell at school, other than Miss Honey.
Okay. If you could give me 3 steps that would help things get better with your parents, what do you think they would be? Can you tell me something that you would like to see happen moving forward? And what else?
Believe me. Because I don't lie. I don't lie. Sometimes I might make things sound bigger, but that's not lying. That's just exaggerating.
Okay, so
But
that's...
I do that because they don't believe me when I say the truth in the first place, so I just try and get their attention. That doesn't work either.
Maybe that's something we could talk about with your parents when we bring them in. Do you feel comfortable with that?
About me exaggerating?
Yes, and you wanting more communication between you guys.
But then they're just going to blow that up and say that I'm lying all the time.
That's, I can understand your concern with that. But
Ask her what she means with exaggerating.
good point. What do you mean by exaggerate?
Well, so like I said, the school was like hell, and it's not that bad. I've never been to hell, but I don't think it would be that. I don't think it would. I think hell would be worse. But at the same time, it's pretty bad. Like, people get locked up in this horrible little dungeon closet.
Hold on, sorry. Where do I take this? Like, I don't know.
You need to report this to CPS.
I-
Like, she's talking about getting locked in a closet. I've been locked in a closet. It sucks.
No,
You know?
but like, when she
And
says
my
she exaggerate, why does she exaggerate? Like, is it to get our attention?
Yeah, she
Is
told me
this-
she
already said
doesn't.
that.
Okay.
It's just like she's not open to fixing it with you guys. She keeps telling me what she wants you to do, but she doesn't feel like there's anything. She doesn't feel like there's anything that can be done on her side.
So first off, you need to tell her that you need to report that you're going to report the school. Like, that's what I would tell her. Like,
And
that you're
then-
going to have CPS, like, look into it.
She needs to stop exaggerating so maybe we can understand.
But I don't want to cut off her communication pathways because then she feels like I'm shutting her down about talking at all.
Then
You
just
gotta go about it.
advise her to approach it differently. Yes.
Well, ask her what she could do if she say if you were not exaggerating. How do you possibly think that you could get your point across to your parents, or like something like that? Like, don't tell her not to exaggerate.
Gotcha.
Just try to help her
Try
figure out another way.
Okay. So Matilda, do you think there's any other way you could communicate with your parents without exaggerating?
Well, I've tried talking to them and that doesn't get their attention. I don't know what other way.
That didn't help you at all.
No.
What other way could I?
You could start by just telling the truth. I know sometimes
I do.
it feels like you're not being heard, but I do want to let you know that I do take your concerns about school seriously, and it is something that I personally plan on looking into.
Okay, good. Because the other day, our principal threw somebody out the window and across the fence to the other side.
Wow. That sounds like something that definitely should be looked into, and I will personally make
He
sure.
was fine though.
That's great to hear.
Throw him out the window. He's fine though.
I
You should be appalled as a social worker. Really.
hate you guys. Okay, so if you don't mind, Matilda, I'm going to bring your parents back in. Is that okay?
She's gonna pee. I'm sorry.
Does she know what about us?
Yeah, she knows where that.
I'm good.
I bring them with me on the weekends all the time and do my homework in here, so they put in these rooms for the land. I know.
Yes, we know.
That's why I lifted the chair instead of dragging it, because I almost hit it the last time.
Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood, I was talking to Matilda one-on-one, and she had a few concerns still about you guys' communication. She does admit that there has been some improvement, but she still feels like you guys are annoyed with her and that you're not quite listening. Can you tell me how that makes you feel, Mr. Wormwood?
I don't listen to her because it always sounds like she's lying and making up these huge, fantastic stories. It pisses me off.
Matilda, can you tell me how it feels when your father says things like that to you?
Well, I told you that this would happen. He always thinks I'm lying and making things up. I don't lie.
Mr. Wormwood, can we
lying.
listen to her so she can express herself, please? Go ahead, Matilda.
And I also can't help how I talk. This is how I talk.
That's understandable.
I can't change my voice.
Yes, you can.
Please.
How am I gonna change my voice?
You say you're really like this. You can talk like a normal kid your age.
But I talk like you want me to talk, then I'm gonna sound angry, and you told me in the past not to yell. So I don't know how you want me to talk. It's one way or the other. You don't like either way, so you just want me to shut up.
Stop it.
Mr. Wormwood, I'm glad. Sorry, I thought you was Wormwood. Matilda, I'm glad that you're finally expressing yourself. Mr. Wormwood, Matilda clearly stated that she's taken into account some of the things you said in the past, and that she's actively working towards reaching a point where you're not so frustrated with her. Is that something that you can acknowledge?
I mean, how can I acknowledge it if she's still buzzing in my ear?
Because she's not buzzing so loudly, maybe?
She's still doing
Or
it.
she's louder, I don't know.
She's still doing it.
I told you, they just want me to shut up.
I have never said that, not once.
Dad says it all the time.
Mrs. Wormwood, how does it make you feel when you hear your husband say things like that to your daughter?
It annoys me like he's annoyed by her.
Since when are you signing with your daughter? This overnight change.
I have no idea, but I can see it now. She's just trying to talk and you're just shut it all the time.
Wow, both of you against me. That's
Because
nice.
you've been doing it to me for years and I didn't even notice. And now you're being nice to me, but now you're being mean to her.
Mr. Wormwood, how does it feel to hear your wife say these things?
Why are you looking at me all
Are
crazy?
you my wife? You're not who you used to be.
Mr. Wormwood, can you express how these things are making you feel?
It's weird. It's like everyone's ganging up on me and I don't like it.
I am not ganging up on you. Just be nice.
You have never been nice.
Well, I am now. Get over it.
There we go. That's a little bit more like it.
Mrs. Wormwood, can you tell me what's right about the sudden change in your attitude?
Yes.
I just want better for my family. I'm just tired of living like that.
You sound like a Stepford wife.
What's
I
that?
wish I had money like a Stepford wife.
Someone that's pretending to be perfect, nice, and it's weird.
Mr. Wormwood, instead of criticizing your wife, let's find out a little bit more about what brought on the change and if it's something we'd like to see continue. So, Mrs. Wormwood, you said that you were tired of living this way. Can you tell me what was bothering you in the past that made you want to change?
I just don't like being talked to rudely all the time, and then just everybody's just always mad at everybody, and just feel like I'm walking on eggshells all the time, and you try not to piss somebody off.
That's understandable. Matilda, do you see the change in your mom?
Yeah.
Can you tell me how her actions have changed towards you?
She doesn't roll her eyes at me quite as often as she used to.
Okay.
Let me work on that.
So, moving forward this week, I would like to see Matilda and Dad spend a little bit more time together, one-on-one. Is that something that you guys will be okay with?
As long as she doesn't whine.
As long as I don't talk to me. Basically, that's what I mean.
Matilda, how would you like to spend time with your dad? What do you think would be great for you guys?
I don't know if that's science fair.
Science fair, since when are you so invested in your daughter's education? I thought you wanted her.
She only threw the flyer at my face all week.
I thought that you wanted her to be like you.
So, Mrs. Wormwood, can you tell me a little bit more
Why
about
would
the
she tell me
science
like me?
fair?
That's what you said when we started coming to this bull fame.
Well, why can't she be like me and be smart?
Aren't you smart?
I don't know. I don't think I'm as smart as she is. I mean, I'm smart, but I'm like street smart. Like, she's book smart. And if she hangs out with me and she goes to school, maybe she can be both.
What's she doing? She looks like a little sicko.
I didn't even know how to deal with her playing with her scarf.
I'm distracting myself because as a child I feel very uncomfortable right now, and this is how I deal.
Matilda, how
You're
did you
distracting yourself because you feel very uncomfortable as an adult and you want to braid your scarf.
No, I'm
Matilda, how does it make you feel to hear your mother say such positive things about you?
feels good.
Look at her smiling and not whining. That's the first.
Isn't
And
that
how does that
good?
make you feel, Mr. Wormwood, to see her smiling instead of complaining?
It's way better than how she used to
Now
be.
if we can just get you like that.
So, how
Because
does
it's
it
taking a
sound?
miracle like it took with you.
How does it sound to spend a little bit more time with Matilda doing things that make her smile instead? Like the science fair that Mrs. Wormwood mentioned earlier. Is that something you'd be open to?
Yeah, Dad, let's go to the science.
Are you gonna keep talking like
Use
this?
car parts. Build
I
something
don't
cool.
like car parts.
Now you're just being difficult.
She doesn't
But
like
it's
anything.
my science fair.
What do you want to do, little
Matilda.
girl?
Little Matilda.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
Maybe
I didn't know you guys were gonna go.
I'm not going.
It sounds like it could be something positive for you and Dad to do.
I
With
thought
things that
y'all
he's
could do it.
interested in, that you're interested in. Maybe you guys could build something together.
Sure.
Sure.
Matilda, you sound a little hesitant about it. What would you like to see happen in the science fair?
Exactly.
I don't
Speak
know.
up.
I haven't thought about it yet.
Okay, is this something you would like to do with your father?
Maybe, yeah. I want him to go.
Mr. Wormwood, will you definitely be able to attend?
I'll go if she stops whining about it.
I'm
She
just
didn't even whine about it.
talking.
I hate how she talks. It frustrates me.
You're gonna change your voice. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that one. Like, I don't think that's fixable.
You helped make me, didn't you? That's how my voice turned out.
That sounds better. Why are you speaking like this?
So for this week, we're definitely going to have Dad and Matilda spend a little bit more time together. Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood, do you feel like it would be beneficial for you guys to keep spending the
Yes.
8 hours together?
Yes, don't go there. Yes.
You want me to go there, but okay.
And Mom and Matilda, I would definitely love for you guys to keep spending time together because I could definitely see it working positively. Is that something that both guys would be okay with?
Yeah. Can we go to the movies again?
If you win at bingo.
Do you guys have any questions with me before we end the session today? Or
Because your dad won't give me any money. You have to win bingo or we're not going.
Dad, why won't you give us money to go to bingo?
I said questions
Because it's
for
something
me.
that you want to do.
See,
No, he'll give me bingo money, but he won't give me no movie money. So we have to win bingo or we don't get to go to both. You win every time. Like, I swear you're cheating.
I'm not
Nobody
cheating.
on earth wins that many times at bingo.
I'm not cheating. See,
She
I'm
won
talking.
every single time.
Well, you were speaking on her intelligence earlier. Maybe
I
it's
didn't
her
even
math
know you
skills.
could do that on bingo though. Like, it's just random numbers. Like, how do you cheat at bingo?
Maybe this week at bingo, Matilda can show you her tricks.
There aren't tricks.
You're just that lucky, right?
Maybe.
Well, Matilda, maybe you could show Mom what you're doing to be so successful. Then you guys can win even more.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm just gonna buy her like 10 cards and she can just win all of them. I'll just win everything.
As long as it makes her happy.
All right, so for this week, Mom and Matilda.
With that money, can I go to a new school?
We win $50. How is that gonna take you to a new school?
You are not moving schools. Stop whining.
Okay, so for this week, Mom and Matilda are definitely going to continue to spend some time together. Dad and Matilda are going to go to the science fair. Matilda, I am going to check into the school because some of the concerns you were sharing with me earlier definitely got me worried. So that's something I'll be checking into and letting you know about next week.
I'm glad you believe me.
I definitely do, and the concerns you expressed really got me worried about what may be going on.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions for me before we leave?
No.
All right, you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Next time on Matilda's Right.